Hey guys, what's going on? This is NGS and welcome back to another video. Now, it should be no shocker to anybody that I am eagerly anticipating the new Dragon Ball Z movie, Dragon Ball Z Fukkatsu no F, and for a while we've been wondering whether or not Funimation would actually do something instead of licensing ecchi series and actually bring us one of the most, if not most, anticipated Japanese animated film in the past couple of years. So, Funimation actually did something worth mentioning, and they announced that Dragon Ball Z Fukkatsu no F, now titled over here in the States as Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, is coming to the United States. Now, this is actually bigger than a lot of people believe, so let's actually get down to the press release right over here. Funimation Entertainment announces acquisition of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. World premiere is set for April 11th, 2015 at the Egyptian Theater in Los Angeles, California. Now, this is bigger than I think a lot of people are under the impression. Now, for a while as anime fans, I think people have been conditioned to want everything as fast as possible from Japan. And as an anime fan, I understand that wholeheartedly because the wait on seeing some of the greatest shows from Japan is just, it kills people sometimes. It really does. Hopefully not literally, but you catch my drift. And we've seen the industry adapt to those things. We've seen Funimation and Viz, you know, from things like simulcast to things like manga being released the same day in Japan to now broadcast dubs. We've been seeing so much change in the industry in the past decade. If you were to come up to me 10 years ago and say, hey, the latest Dragon Ball Z movie just came out in Japan and it's going to be released outside Japan in the same year, I would have freaking laughed at you and said you're trolling, because the way rights acquisitions, how that stuff works out with Japan, it's obviously it's a very complicated process, and it's part of the reason why we don't get certain shows years after they've aired in Japan. And in the past couple of years, they've definitely lessened that, where a show would premiere in Japan, sometimes we would get it at the very end of the year, if not early next year. And it's just phenomenal that this, a really big movie, is actually coming the same year. Because you guys know the struggle it was with Battle of Gods. You know, that we literally went a year and a half without knowing whether or not Funimation has secured the rights. Are we getting this dub at all? What's happening here? All the while, other countries around the world had already gotten Battle of Gods. And it's just like, hey, Funimation, you know, United States of America, Dragon Ball Z, come on now, it's still popular. And I think definitely with the success of Battle of Gods, because I don't have any rough numbers here or exact articles to show you how well it did, but according to Funimation, the movie did extremely well in its theatrical run. What that translates to in ticket sales, what have you, I do not know, but that is very good, especially for an anime film. It's a powerhouse franchise, Dragon Ball Z. Regardless of what you think about it, it is going to sell. And I think they understood that, and more specifically, I think Toei Animation understood that. Toei is one of the worst things that happened to Dragon Ball as of late. And I'm not going to get into the history behind that, but you know, with that and One Piece and all the things in the past couple months, we've seen Toei realize that, you know, these are viable markets. The fans out there will support these shows, so bring them over as soon as you can, and people will see that. And that's what they're doing with Resurrection F. So I'm very happy to see that the film's going to have its world premiere at April 11th, and it's going to be released English dub this summer. So this summer, we're getting a movie that aired in Japan. Well, is about to air in Japan. So that is just insane that we're getting the dub literally a couple of months after the Japanese release. And it's just, it's mind-boggling because, you know, as just as an anime fan, this is just so awesome to see that this is happening. You know, it's definitely something I think we as anime fans need to be more appreciative of, and we have to support things like this because, you know, we really got it good when it comes to this sort of thing, you know, the day they air. Whereas you look at some of the other popular TV shows that are airing right now, you know, the wait for other countries to get those shows officially, you know, released over there is just astronomical, the wait time. So something like this is bigger than people believe, and it definitely shows. You know, Funimation, Toei Animation, the fans want this. They really do, because within 3 hours of this announcement, when tickets went up for pre-order for the world premiere event, they sold out just like that. So I think that's telling you something. You know, I told people that if Battle of Gods was successful in theaters, that maybe whatever they do in the future, this is going to somehow snowball into us getting this stuff earlier than we ever did. And it seems to be going that way. So I am definitely going to be checking this film out in theaters. And depending on what kind of theatrical run they do, which I'm sure they will, whether it's limited or if it's a wider release than Battle of Gods, it should be because the ticket sales were good. I'm actually going to be hosting a meetup. I'm going to be getting together where, of course, it's probably going to be in New York City, one of the theaters, where I want to interact with all of you guys. I think it'd be pretty awesome if we all spent the day together, you know, just going around, chilling, getting some food, and then meeting up to go watch the movie. I think that would be fantastic. So if you guys are in the northeastern part of the United States of America, or if you're going to be flying around New York, let me know what you think about that idea, because I do want to do more meetups with y'all. I mean, outside of things like Comic-Con or Sakura Matsuri, I want to do something with y'all. And I definitely added in that inflection, that Sakura Matsuri sort of thing. I was kind of not that. But yeah, so let me know about that idea. And as it gets closer and closer to its release date, and once we actually know when it's going to be airing the dub in theaters, I'm going to update you guys on it. And hopefully we can get this thing going. So from Media for now, I'm NGS signing out. And like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace.